In the great kingdom of Gabban, nestled deep within the heart of Africa, ruled a mighty and wise king named Gabban. His reign was powerful, his wisdom unmatched across all the neighbouring lands. King Gabban had 3 wives. The first and second each bore him 2 beautiful daughters, while his 3rd wife blessed him with a single son, Prince Kester, the heir to the throne. Prince Kester, just 19 years old, was beloved for his gentleness and noble spirit. As his 20th birthday approached, an ugly rumour began to creep through the kingdom like a disease. Whispers claimed that Prince Kester was gay, a grave scandal, in a land where tradition decreed that no man who loved another man could ever ascend the throne. The gossips cackled in the market squares and murmured in the palace corridors. The first and second queens smirked behind closed doors, mocking the 3rd queen, Kester's mother, while she walked the palace grounds with her head bowed in shame. Villagers whispered, "An abomination! He cannot be our king." Kester, once so full of life, now hid away in his mother's chambers, unable to eat, unable to sleep, drowning in his own humiliation. One day, while King Gabban sat upon his grand ivory throne, a company of strange men arrived from the neighbouring kingdom of Salvatore. They rode in on magnificent horses, dressed like the noble Hausa, their bodies draped in flowing white robes, their faces solemn beneath turbans. In their hands they carried a golden scroll, which they presented to the king with great ceremony. Unrolling the scroll, the strangers declared, "We have come to seek the hand of your son, Prince Kester, in marriage. In 2 weeks' time we shall return with the full bride price." They spoke proudly, as if offering the highest honour, but to King Gabban their words were a sword to the heart. His face burned with fury, yet he held his anger in check. The strangers bowed and departed, leaving a stunned and silent court in their wake. The news exploded across the kingdom like wildfire. Prince Kester was to marry Prince Stefan of Salvatore. The people were aghast. His mother, the 3rd queen, stood firm, refusing to believe the madness surrounding her beloved son. Yet doubt gnawed at her heart as her boy sat silent, broken by the world's judgment. The day of reckoning came swiftly. The grand palace of Gabban swelled with people from far and wide, eager to witness the unthinkable, the marriage of the gay prince. The king sat upon his golden throne, grim-faced. Beside him sat Kester, pale but resolute. The first and second queens sat on the opposite side, their faces masked with false smiles, while the 3rd queen stood protectively at her son's side. The delegation from Salvatore entered the great hall bearing gifts of gold, spices, and silk. One of the emissaries stepped forward and handed the king a list, the official marriage contract. King Gabban took the scroll, his voice thunderous. "You have come for my son, the heir to my throne. Let him read your list aloud, for it is he who must accept you." The Salvatore delegation murmured angrily, sensing the shifting winds. Calmly, King Gabban handed the scroll to Kester. The young prince rose to his feet. He greeted the assembly with a strong voice, then broke the seal of the scroll. Holding it high, he declared, "People of Gabban, today I stand before you to say this. I am not a gay man. I reject this marriage proposal from Prince Stefan. I will not betray our traditions, nor will be the first to bring shame upon our throne." The great hall erupted. Cheers thundered off the stone walls. The people clapped and roared their approval. King Gabban rose from his throne, pride blazing in his eyes, and shook his son's hand firmly. "You are truly the son of your father," he proclaimed. The delegation from Salvatore, red with rage, snatched their gifts and stormed out, shouting, "This insult will not be forgotten. You will hear from us again." They mounted their horses and disappeared into the dust, leaving behind only their fury. As the palace erupted into celebration, the first and second queens slipped away, their faces twisted with disappointment and hatred. The 3rd queen rushed forward and embraced her son tightly, tears of pride streaming down her cheeks. At long last, peace returned to the kingdom of Gabban. But the night's calm was soon broken. A palace maid, hurrying through the moonlit corridors, stumbled upon a secret meeting between the first queen and Kester's trusted childhood friend. She overheard the queen hiss, "How could you fail your simple task? You were supposed to convince Kester to marry the Salvatore prince. We even helped you spread the rumours, and still you failed." The maid's heart pounded as she listened, unseen. The first queen, in a fit of rage, grabbed Kester's friend by the throat, snarling threats of death. Horrified, the maid ran to Kester and told him everything she had seen and heard. Shock and betrayal overwhelmed Kester. A friend he trusted with his life had conspired against him. The next morning another of Kester's friends came to him, full of shame. He confessed that he had warned the conspirator to stop, but had been ignored. Weeping, he begged for forgiveness. Kester, heart heavy, led both friends before the king, laying bare the entire plot. The brave maid stood beside them, confirming every word. King Gabban, his face as dark as a gathering storm, summoned the first queen before the throne. She was confronted with the evidence, the maid's testimony, the confession of the friends. Under the weight of truth, the first queen cracked, screaming her hatred for Kester. "I was the first wife. I should have birthed the heir, not her," she howled, pointing viciously at the third queen. King Gabban rose in fury. His voice boomed through the hall, shaking the very stones. "For your betrayal you are stripped of your crown and banished from this kingdom," he roared. The second queen too was found guilty and cast out in disgrace. Kester's treacherous friend was also banished, forbidden to ever set foot in Gabban again. Justice was swift and merciless. Kester embraced his mother tightly as the sun set on a day of both heartbreak and victory. King Gabban laid his hand on Kester's shoulder, pride radiating from him. And in the golden light of dusk, the kingdom of Gabban found its peace, once more their future, secured by the courage of a prince who refused to betray his soul.